The orca whale is a toothed whale. You say it's not intelligent. Is there even a whale in the world that isn't a toothed whale, right? Let me tell you. Yes, there is. And one of them is the blue whale, the largest animal on Earth. The blue whale is a baleen whale, not a toothed one. But now, let's get back to the orcas. They are part of the oceanic dolphin family. These whales used to be a source of fear and concern for people. In fact, during the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force bombed their groups several times, and they were also killed by fishermen because they'd steal fish from the nets. Orcas, or killer whales, earned their name killer from old sailors who watched groups of orcas hunting and preying on much larger whales. Orcas are currently classified as the same species, Orcanus orca, but they exhibit distinct variations known as ecotypes. Each ecotype has a unique physiology, appearance, and hunting behavior. For example, in the North Atlantic, there are 2 recognized ecotypes. But in today's video, we will talk about the orcas in the Pacific Northwest. We have the resident, bigs, and offshore. They may look exactly the same, but they're different in their genetics, food preferences, and habits. The types are residents, transients, offshores. Let's start with residents. These are the most well-known orcas. And as their name suggests, they're called residents because they stay in the same area, covering about 100 miles a day where salmon and sea lions can be found. They tend to be healthier than the other types, and their pods can number more than 50 whales. They also tend to disappear and reappear over weeks or even months. Resident orcas are also bigger than transient and offshore ones. The second type is transients. These orcas are smaller than residents. They're called transients because they don't stick to one type of food. They'll eat anything that swims in front of them. Their pods include more than 60 orcas, and they are considered the fiercest type. It's even believed that the name orca comes from their brutal way of hunting. The third type is offshore. As their name suggests, they live far away from the shore, only in the middle of the ocean. It's easy to tell them apart from the others, and they usually live in smaller groups of no more than 8 individuals. Offshore pods are mostly made up of females, including mothers, daughters, and a few young sons. Estimates for orca populations worldwide are a bit unclear, but in 2006, the best guess was around 50,000 or more. Orcas live in every ocean, from the Indian and Pacific to the Atlantic and the polar regions. But they prefer cold coastal areas like Alaska, Orcas Island, and parts of North America. Females live an average of 50 years, while males live about 35. Orcas can grow up to 33 feet long and weigh as much as 5,400 kilograms. The dorsal fin on a male orca can reach 6 feet tall, while for females, it's about 4 feet. Orcas mate every 3 to 10 years, and after a 17-month pregnancy, the female gives birth to a calf that's weaned after a year. Orcas are smart hunters that use sound to locate their prey, much like sonar. They make sounds by passing air between their mouth and the blowhole on top of their head. The sounds range from whistles to screeches and clicks. One of the coolest things about orcas is how they hunt together in groups. Sometimes they'll watch their prey from a distance, then surprise it by either ambushing it or using their tails to knock it out of the water to disorient it. That also helps them avoid getting scratched or bitten. Orca diets vary depending on the type of orca and the group or pod. These different pods tend to specialize in hunting specific types of marine creatures, and this specialization can seriously impact their prey populations. Orcas hunt in deadly groups called pods, family groups of up to 40 individuals. There appear to be both resident and transient pod populations of orcas. These different groups may prey on different animals and use different techniques to catch them. Resident pods tend to prefer fish, while transient pods target marine mammals. All pods use effective, cooperative hunting techniques that some liken to the behavior of wolf packs. Did you know that orcas are so fierce? They can even kill a blue whale. That's the biggest animal on Earth. Back in 2002, a team from SeaWorld witnessed a group of orcas hunting a massive blue whale about 60 feet long. About 30 orcas surrounded it, and when the blue whale tried to swim away, 2 orcas led the chase, followed by another pair, while the others closed in from the sides to trap it. Some orcas even jumped onto the whale's back to try to drown it. In just 4 hours, they managed to take down the entire blue whale. Orcas were once so feared that, in the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force bombed their pods multiple times. They were also hunted by fishermen, since orcas were known to steal fish from their nets. Orcas are highly intelligent, social mammals that have long been a part of marine park entertainment, performing shows for audiences. However, it's become increasingly clear that orcas do not thrive in captivity. They have evolved to swim up to 40 miles a day, foraging for food and exercising. They dive 100 to 500 feet, several times a day, every day. Whether they're born in the wild or in captivity, all orcas born have the same innate drive to swim far and dive deep. Artificial enclosures in captivity can offer that kind of range to orcas, contributing to boredom and stress. Orcas have been seen to develop stereotypies, also known as zoochosis, repetitive patterns of activity that have no obvious function, which range from self-mutilation to rocking and swaying, usually related to stress and inappropriate habitats. Stereotypic behavior has been documented in orcas in scientific research since the late 1980s. In 2013, the documentary film Blackfish laid bare the psychological toll of captivity through the story of a wild-caught orca named Tilikum who had killed 2 trainers at SeaWorld Orlando. The film included testimony from former SeaWorld trainers and cetacean specialists who argued that Tilikum's stress directly led to his aggression towards humans. This is all for today's video. If you like it, please raise the thumbs up. And if you don't, let me know in the comments section down below what you didn't like in this video. See you in the next video. Peace.